Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about why it is very essential, to know what self-management is, and why it is very essential to be independent in most of the ways. Yes. So if you see, we grow up being dependent. The first start of our life is that we grow up being dependent on our parents. Then slowly we start working and we start becoming independent, and then we become independent, and then there are a lot of other relationship that becomes dependent on us. Yeah. And then we are about to age, we are about to die, and that is the time when we give that responsibility to someone else. So my bunch of responsibilities, I'll pass it on to someone else, someone who's become that capable. So for example, I have a lot of this responsibility, and I just pass it on to someone else before I die. So this is how usual system works, the usual system of family. But is that system at all healthy? That system is not healthy, because the pressure is building around only one person. Yeah. And it's absolutely devastating to realize that you are there to make ends meet for everyone else, but nobody is taking care of your needs. Because first, you are not forced to be yourself. Second, you are not meant to have your own needs. You are meant and you are grown up to fulfill others' needs. That is very devastating. That makes you feel really lonely, and that makes you feel really miserable. So that is what is happening in today's family, in and around, that I see. So for example, the father has to be the bread earner. The children has to be dependent on even if they grow up, the girl has to be dependent, the wife has to be dependent, the wife has to just be in the house and be dependent. So the man also feels a little burdened and feels a little suffocated, because it is so much. I would say it's something like this. Like rules are all laid out and it's just handed over, that son, you have to follow this, husband, you have to follow this, wife, you have to follow this. And what happens is that the person feels choked. And the person never reaches that level, that never experiences that level of happiness and peace and joy, because that person is constantly there to meet the needs of others. That person is raised just to meet needs of the others. And trust me, when you have this realization that you were just raised to meet the needs of others, it feels miserable and it feels horrible. So yes, we all need to be more independent, because if we are constantly dependent on someone, we are trading our self-respect. We are exchanging or trading our self-worth, because that person might not be happy. That person might not at all be emotionally available, because that person is so invested in providing and making ends meet, and helping meet our needs, that person is just not available. That person is functioning, getting things, but that person is not there the way how I want them to be, or the way how he or she ideally has to be there. So the relationship as it is becomes dysfunctional when there is one person on whom 10 other people are dependent. Instead, we need to be independent to whatever capacity we can. Yeah, to whatever capacity we can earn, we need to be independent. To whatever capacity we can contribute in that house or the family, we should do that. And we should be independent in a lot of ways. Financially, yes, and of course emotionally also we should be independent. And this constitutes a healthy family. But if one bread earner is there and 20 people are sitting and waiting for the bread to be earned by that person and come on the table, I think that's abuse and toxicity. That family doesn't go a long way. That's a big family, but that's an abusive family, and everyone grows up to be a wreck, because the parents were not available. The parents were physically available. The mother was into the breeding process and the raising process. The father was into the earning process. But are they really available for the kids? Are they really available to communicate with the kids? No, they are in their own mission. They are under pressure. Yeah, and they have been forced by someone else. They have been forced into relationship. They have been forced into marriage. They have been forced to become parents by someone else. Is that someone else present now? No, the someone else goes away. So this is how this chain of dysfunctionality goes on and on. And we you see, the one who earns has the upper hand. The one who earns and the one who is feeding you will definitely have an upper hand, because he or she is doing all that hard work and bringing the food on the table, so they'll have a greater say than you. And that is where you are actually losing your self-worth, losing your self-esteem, trading your self-respect, and trading your dignity. And it becomes toxic, and that is how things become quite one way. And also at times it is observed that when parents do this to the children also grow up and do the same thing with the parent and with their children, because no one was healed. It just goes on. One abuser breeds another abuser, the other abuser leads to another abuser, and it goes on because no one was even free enough or capable enough to think that there is something wrong. Everybody thought that it's all okay. That's how families are. Yeah. So self-management is very essential. I might be alone tomorrow. Can I expect someone else to come and do things for me? No, I should be capable enough to earn my own living. I should be healthy enough to take care of myself. And yes, for old age, there are different kinds of institutions now available. If I am surrounded by family, I'll maybe tell them to take care, and maybe I'll just pay them. So I mean, it should be with dignity and respect. It should not be at the mercy of someone. I mean, I shouldn't grow old at the mercy of my children, whether they'll take care of me, whether they will do things for me. I should live life with full dignity, and I should have my old age filled with dignity and do all the things that I want to do, rather than starving my needs and requesting and asking someone else to do it for me. And I can't trade my self-esteem, I can't trade my dignity, I can't trade my self-worth. I mean, that is how a healthy human thinks. But otherwise we are not made healthy. Since the beginning we are forced into unhealthy thought process, unhealthy thinking behavior, and that destroys us. So yes, self-management, being independent is very essential. And being independent when it comes to doing your work, in terms of earning your living, in terms of doing a lot of things. I mean, like I don't see any reason to be dependent on anyone. You can do your share, the other person can do their share. it should be equal. Earlier, there was this very unique ancient narrative that the women have to breed and they have to take care of the things, and they have to raise the kids. The father will go out, hunt and plow and work hard and bring the food, and that is how these beautiful kids are raised. I think that's absolutely toxic and abusive. Even when, if father has got time, he can also do something for the kids, and if mother is sitting idle in the house, she can also go and do something and make some living out of that work. So why I mean, parenting is a two person's job, but in our dysfunctional society, see, this is the dysfunctional that I'm talking about. Under the guise of religion, under the guise of social norm, under the guise of culture, it's said that men used to work out and women used to sit at home. She used to have sex, she used to produce kids, and she used to cook beautiful foods and feed the children, and men used to come and bring the food on the table, bring money in the house. I don't see any empowerment in that. I think a man can also engage in taking care of the child, in raising the child, the same way how a woman can. Yeah, maybe the woman has to carry, but once the child is out, a man can also do it, and a woman can also earn. So everyone can contribute. It's not always that, oh no, she has done this, so now only man has to do it till eternity. No, she also should do whatever she has to do. She has the right to live life with dignity, and she should also contribute. It's not always that, oh, I'm just doing household chores. So basically, these ideas are belittling. These ideas are bringing shame to women. These ideas are bringing worthlessness, lack of self-esteem and lack of self-respect to all these women, and it's really sad. And this is how the society is deteriorating. And then there are these religious stories, and then there are these cultural stories. Ancient time, men used to walk and earn and get this fish and bring home, and mother used to sit with 5 kids, feeding them, taking care of them. I mean, I don't buy this. I mean, it's crap. See where the world is heading. Or maybe it must be some donkey ears story. I don't subscribe to that. That's absolutely bad, and maybe that is the reason women are more subjugated and seen in different light, because they were never allowed to be equal. They were never allowed to do things equally. They were profiled as a secondary sex. They were profiled as an inferior gender. So yes, it's quite sad, and that is all the more, and also if you observe, like in people, I mean, like in 40s 50s, they have got adult children, and then they start behaving as if that they want their children to do something for them, as if they are about to die, whereas they are not about to die. So in old age also, one needs help after maybe 70 and 80s. I have seen 90-year-old people also fit. Let me tell you, it depends whether at all you want to live life with dignity. If somebody wants to live life off someone, or if someone wants to live life as a freeloader, or if someone wants to live life as a parasite, that's a different and an individual choice. But ideally, in order to have your confidence, self-respect, dignity and everything intact, one should be independent for the maximum amount of time that they are there. And the time they are not independent and capable, they should do some preparation for that also. So that is how it should be for both men and women. No one should be a burden, and everyone should learn to take care of themselves, and family is not when one is earning and the other is just eating and raising kids. Family is when both engage. Then the children are mentally healthy, emotionally healthy. The husband wife is emotionally healthy and mentally healthy. So family is a unit to work together. Family is not a unit where there exists polarities when it comes to work and managing. Everything can be done by both a man and a woman. So why crippling women, and why superiorizing a man? Both have equal roles to play, and both can earn living, and if everyone is independent in relationship, just think about the prosperity that they will accumulate and grow together. So yes, never be dependent, always be independent, and learn to manage your own self. You don't look for people to manage things on your own. I mean, manage it as much as you can, until and unless you have got some health issue, or until and unless you have got some problem or health element, or you become extremely old. So yes, this is all about why we all need to have that independent thought. We all need to practice independence. We all need to be independent financially, and why we all need to focus on self management. Because if somebody says no, if we are dependent on someone, and if somebody says no, isn't that feeling devastating? I mean, for me it would be absolutely miserable, horrible. And I did face this in my relationship, and it feels very miserable when the other person says no, you have spent a lot, no, you have done a lot, no, you have wasted it, no, my hard-earned money is not for you. So I mean, like, it's better to have your own thing, to live life with dignity, and to do whatever you want to do. So what's wrong? So yes, so the actual concept of family has been so much maligned and made toxic and abusive. Now people are scared of being in a family, or people are scared of starting a family, because it's become a toxic idea where one has to just get himself to any level to make money, and the other one has to just breed, provide sex, and cook food. That is all. So this is dysfunctionality. That is why it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all, neither for the man. The man is, as it is, pressured, burdened, and he just wants to be like, just get over with this. Where the hell have I got trapped? And the woman is also like, oh, now this is my future, I have to bear it. So then the toxic bearance, toxic tolerance, then all of these exploitation, abuse, you have to become tolerant, because you are, as it is, dependent, and you want that good badge also. So it goes on. So yes, it's very essential to be independent, and it's very, very, very essential to learn self management, because it's one life, and live life with dignity, live life with respect, live life with honor. Don't live life at the mercy of somebody else. It's a very miserable feeling, and if that miserable feeling, if that kind of a life is being advocated as the ideal life, there is something wrong with the collective thought. There is something wrong with those people who are still subscribing to those ideas, because those ideas are not taking us anywhere collectively. We are still a third world country. We are still the lowest, I mean, at good lows when it comes to the happiness index, and still in our country we have a lot of crimes that happens on a day-to-day basis, whether it's financial fraud, whether it's a sexual abuse, whether it's a crime, whether it's murder, rape. It's all happening. It's not ending. So there is some problem somewhere, and the problem lies with these kind of dysfunctional units, because they are not able to function properly, and if they are not functioning properly, it's not creating a good society, and the society is not improving, the society is not evolving. Instead, the society is becoming more and more parasitic. So they are resorting to all kind of deranged thoughts, ideas, work, and everyone is in just survival mode. No one is happily living to live life of a legend. Everybody wants just to it's okay, let's do it. Oh fine, my work is done, my time is done. It's all survival mode. No one is thinking mindfully. No one is even reproducing mindfully to have a better generation. They are doing it in survival mode. I am poor, if I have got 2 sons, I'll be a rich woman. This is what a woman thinks. This is what a man thinks. If I can't, very rare parents are thinking it that way, that if I can't give a good life, let me not bring in kids. Everybody wants that ego extension, everybody wants that punching bag, everybody wants that fixed deposit of future, that when my son will come, then he'll get married, then he'll bring in more money. It's all dysfunctionality. So let's create awareness, let's make people more independent, let's encourage people to be more independent, and let's learn self-management to live life with dignity. So yes, this was all about self-management, this was all about being independent. Do think about it, and in case if you would want to add in something, you can always comment below, and please like, share, subscribe the channel. Thank you so much for coming this far with me, and I hope my videos are helping you all. Thank you so much, and lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.